Well, hello, folks, and welcome to Saturday night. Um, Welcome to Saturday and another video. Um, Hello, everybody, and um, I hope you guys are enjoying your Saturday. It was an interesting Saturday, to say the least. So I got up at about 11 o'clock, 11:15, 11:30. I left to go to the bank. Oh, yeah, by the way, today is Saturday, the 30th, 2026. I think it's episode 40. I think it's episode 45, and I think it's the 54th episode overall. So, hello, everybody, and to um, welcome to another one of these days. So, I just wanted to say, um, I have recorded gameplay for Forza. It won't be out till like tomorrow afternoon. So I had some technical difficulties, and I had to when I figured I was trying to record it, try to view the video on my computer, the sound wouldn't go through, or I was trying to put voice in it. It said I wouldn't, but so I had to re-record it, and the recording is formatting at this point, so I'll have to upload it tomorrow afternoon. Hope you guys will do this, but I wanted to give you guys a video and stuff like that, so it is coming. It just needs to format a little bit, and I will have it all set to go. But I do want to do a vlog, so I didn't want to skip the vlog tonight. So, because I told you guys I'd do one later. So, hello everybody, and welcome back to the daily log. Here for another episode. It is around about 11:26. I'm going to be here for maybe 7 minutes, because I'm not going to really 7-8 minutes. Probably not going to beat around the bush too much. I just wanted to tell you guys that I have some news and something that I wanted to talk about for a while. So I wanted to talk to you guys about a topic, and that is about currently watching Some Like It Hot, but I'd rather have it down on low so you guys don't hear the vocals in the back, so you don't hear the a lot of it in the background. So I wanted to let you guys know that I wanted to talk about something that I've been trying to do, and now that we're halfway through the year, I'm gonna reiterate it. So, well, it's not that; it's car news actually. So, um, so I wanted to give you guys my thoughts on certain automotive news and stuff like that. So, um, automotive news and stuff like that. So, um, and it's a topic I've been wanting to talk about for a while now, and hopefully I can get this out in the next 4 or 5 minutes. But I'm trying my best. If I go a little bit over, you guys know me, I like to go over. Um, I wanted to talk about the um, about all the recent news about um, cars coming back, and why some of the engines in General Motors. So, as you guys know, I chronicled the Grand Sport. Um, being $88,000, and it's getting a brand new motor. So earlier this year, the so so for those of you who don't know, the 409 is coming back, and it's going to be putting the Corvette in a couple of trucks. So so the 409 for older viewers and lived during the muscle car era, you guys will, and some of the old timer guys, you guys will know that the 409 was a muscle car slash racing engine for Chevrolet and NASCAR, and eventually it became a muscle car motor in the Impala SS and a couple other cars like the Bel Air and the Biscayne Coupe and the bubble top Bel Air, where it could hit 145 to 150 miles an hour. But that car had between 350 and 425 odd horsepower. So, and the new one with all the newfangled technology is going to have 535 horsepower. So, so yeah. So the so the reason why the Grand Sport is so cool, and the reason why I like it, is because it was back in 2004 when Gran Turismo back when Gran Turismo came out, and well, 2004, 2005, when Gran Turismo 4 came out. One of my first cars that I used a lot was the Corvette Grand Sport, and um, the car hasn't really been in the series ever since. And I'd like to bring back the Grand Sport, so with the updated engine noises and stuff like that, and the car not sound like a vacuum cleaner. Because back in the day when you hooked up the exhaust to race mode, it sounded like a vacuum cleaner, like all V8s did. Yeah, seriously, if you guys Google 2001 C5R Corvette in Gran Turismo 3 and 4, and the thing sounds like a vacuum cleaner, not the deep ground pounding growl that it had in real life with the 7 liters. So I remember buying that from the used car dealership in the game for, I think it was like $20,000. And I remember getting that car up to like 550 or 600 horsepower, and I could walk around all the old school events with that car and stuff like that. And for those of you who do not know where the Grand Sport originally came from, so back in 1963, there was a push for a coupe and a spider version of these cars. Roger Penske, who was a big Chevy guy at the time, wanted these cars. This was back in like 1963 when he was not a team owner, but he was still a racer. Way back when he was racing in the 40s, 50s, and 60s and stuff like that, before he made his team that would cheat the wind and go for the unfair advantage, that he was always going for. Unfortunately, now you can't go for the unfair advantage because the rules are written because of guys like him and stuff like that. So the Grand Sport was originally a 6.2 liter V8 car, which was like 370, 378 cubic inches, and the car had around 450 to 480 horsepower, and that was great and all, but in late 1963 or 1964, General Motors and Ford, there was a royal decree in the manufacturers unions or in the association that they wouldn't race And these $4,000 or $5,000 cars, $6,000 cars, now couldn't be raced by the factory. And privateers did race them. Penske, I knew, raced the Roadster version as a privateer, because it was a privateer, it wasn't factory packed. And the coupe also raced. The coupe, Penske, I don't know what he paid, but the coupe was sold the next year in '64 for $1. Rumor has it, I think it was like for $1 or $1.25. You imagine that? Getting a whole car with 480 horsepower for 480 horsepower for 475, 480 horsepower for $1. Can't do that today, folks. And the emerald blue paint job with the hash marks, which is on modern Grand Sports, became a huge thing. The Grand Sports raced for a while, and then they stopped because the L88 program came out. As soon as the 427, 396, and the 427 came out, the 427 L88 came out. The Grand Sport sort of became sidelined because the Grand Sport had around 480 horsepower. The L88 had room around 530 to 540, and 540 somewhere, and they didn't really need the Grand Sport all that much. Plus by then, most of the guys that were driving were privateers, so they didn't need to worry about factory backing, because we all know that's a bunch of bullcrap, because GM had such a big ban on racing. What was NASCAR all about? See, they were putting all their money into NASCAR because they knew that's where the money was at. So I call BS on a racing ban, because we all know NASCAR was all factory back stuff. There was a bunch of bullcrap. It was just corporate hocus pocus. But they didn't want the road racing part because they didn't want to spend all the money on that. And then the Grand Sport name died. The Grand Sport name did live on in a couple of Buick models, and a couple of Grand Sport models, and the Grand National and stuff like that for Buick. But it wasn't a Chevrolet, so it wasn't really by then the Monte Carlo S. By the mid '80s, the Monte Carlo SS sort of took up the performance mantle for the Chevy brand. And then the Corvette obviously was its own little thing. The Grand Sport name didn't really get revived until 1996, when they did an LT4 engine, and that was the same year they also did a 40th anniversary car. So the LT4 car, it was a coupe and a convertible, and then the LT4 was about 330 horsepower and about 360, 370 foot-pounds of torque. And that became the thing in Gran Turismo, because they didn't have Grand Sport. They had a C2 race, SCCA race car with about 600 horsepower, which was unrealistic. The SCCA cars were stock. They probably had around 360, 400 horsepower with the exhaust and stuff on them. Ones that Dan Gurney and a bunch of other guys would play. If you've seen the movie Ford versus Ferrari, Dan Gurney's in a Z06 tanker coupe in that movie. So that's where the Z06 package comes from, but I'll do that on another day. And then the Grand Sport, and then when I played Gran Turismo in the mid 2000s, that Grand Sport was in the used deal lot. I bought it and I started modifying it, and that's when I started to find out about car tuning, and I made that car to a rocket. I mean, I was able to get that car over 200 miles an hour at Le Mans when I was going through the game. So little did I know that car was its own legend way back when. I didn't know what the Grand Sport was until I played Gran Turismo. And then the Grand Sport died away, and they really didn't bring the Grand Sport until like 2010. So it was like, so they brought the Grand Sport back. I think it was around 2010, 2011. I remember sitting in one at at what now is it used to be DeSantis Chevrolet. Now I think it's McLean or McCullen or some Chevrolet dealership. I can't remember, but it used to be DeSantis, which is where you bought all your, which is where we bought um, our, which is where we bought Chevy Tahoe and also an Impala. So remember that. So yeah, and then they brought it back in 2010, and then 2010, 2011, they killed it off. And then when the C6 came around, they brought it back in 2015, 2016, and they brought it back with the 6.2 engine, and they brought it back with the 6.2, and it actually looked pretty angular, so it actually looked like an old 62, 63 that they actually put the cars in. And now we got the mid-engine car now with the 6.7 409. It may not be the engine. Um, it may not be the front engine car, but at least it's something. So yeah, I'm excited for the Grand Sport. There's also going to be a Grand Sport X. There's going to be a 4-wheel drive version. So there's going to be one with 535 horsepower, 540 horsepower, and then there's going to be one with like 710 with the hybrid motors in them. So it's going to be really fun to watch those cars and stuff like that, and a lot zippier and a lot smoother looking like the Z06 is. Technically, what the Grand Sport is it's a Z06 with a it's a Z06 without the flat point crank V8 and all the added body work. It's a wide body. It's got fatter tires and stuff like that. It was always more radical looking. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think that it's good that they're bringing it back. So yeah. So I'm gonna wrap this up. Um, I will have gameplay for you guys tomorrow, and then tomorrow night we'll have another vlog. Um, Thank you for responding to the Pokemon Chronicles video. Um, but yeah, I will see you guys later, and I hope you guys enjoy your night. I'm just gonna finish watching Some Like It Hot, and then I'm probably gonna go to bed. See you later. Good night, and long live America. God bless America. Long live everybody, and long live and God bless my friends, this nation, and everybody for good health. I'll see you guys later tomorrow night for the last vlog of the weekend, and then we'll restart on Monday with the new week. Peace out. See you guys later.